Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bahrain Now, your source of local happenings, initiatives, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khalid Hidris, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments, so stay tuned and we'll be back.
The Bahrain Tennis Federation has unveiled a groundbreaking training program designed to elevate the sport among women in Bahrain. This fresh endeavor is set to engage local women, guiding them through the essentials of tennis and integrating them into the Federation's growing sports community.
I would like to talk about the ladies tennis and the Federation. We have started 2 months ago, and that's through the contribution of our ladies committee, and we have started in 2 months time, and we have a lot of attendance, and the girls are happy, they are full of enthusiasm, and they are full of energy, and they appreciate it much. And also we have introduced the fitness coaching, and it's the same. And I trust that the ladies tennis will encourage others to participate in this tennis program, and I'm sure it will be spreading around Bahrain, and it will encourage also the young generation to follow their steps.
The overwhelming response led to an expansion of the program to accommodate 5 groups, with 4 specifically tailored for beginners. The Federation's commitment to local events and program underscores its dedication to building a thriving sports culture.
Late we've been having the ladies program, which is on Sundays to Wednesdays from 8 till 9. I'll say for the past 2 months it's been, I would say, excellent, especially that we've seen ladies from different levels, from different ages come together, not only have fun, but it's, have a good experience learning tennis. So it's been perfectly fine. We have so many ladies coming in and out, and feedback basically has been perfect. Okay, ladies are like, they've always watched on TV. Now at least they can play and put everything together.
I joined the tennis club since the last course, which is 2 courses. This is the 2nd course for me. And I am very, very happy with the course. It's very interesting, very nice, and very nice organization. Then the next month I joined to the fitness club, and it's really, really very nice. And the coach is also, all the coaches is very good, high qualified. So I am really very, very happy with this organization and this course. I hope it will continue for the whole year. So I will be joining all the courses.
Training for all levels, the new program caters to women at all skill levels, from novices to those with prior experience. It aims not only to enhance their tennis skills, but also to build a sense of community through sports.
Bahrain Tennis Federation was established in 1980, and since then it has been specializing in operating tennis courts, professional tennis training, and hosts national, regional, and international tournaments, in addition to various programs and initiatives. And to speak more about that, we are joined here in the studio by a member of the Ladies Tennis Committee at the Bahrain Tennis Federation, Ms. Fatima Fhakro, and the head of fitness department at BTF, Coach Bessem Khiari. Welcome, and how are you both doing today?
Great, thank you.
We are doing well. Thank you for hosting us.
It's a pleasure to have you both. Now, I'd like to start by asking you, Coach, can you tell us about the ongoing programs at the Bahrain Tennis Federation?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us. What a great opportunity to start this debate and share the highlight, what we've been doing for the last 2 years. I mean, since before the girls come along, join us, we go in and hire 3 definition of fitness program, meaning, normal, advanced, and, pro. And on part of our job, we get 2 umbrella. It's essential to our president and to us. The player will last longer in the tennis court without injury, no spasm, and enjoying his game or her game in a comfort zone, because as you know, tennis take like 4 hours nowadays. So my goal and our goal to keep him fitter, maintain his physicality. As you know, physical touch is essential to the tennis. So that is my job in the BTF. And then since the girl now join us, we are really delighted to have them. And we carry on, but on different level, kind of like, beginner, and then we merge to advanced. But overall, it's just with the girls, kind of like lifestyle, get them what they back before, and the most important for them, have an hour for themselves to enjoy it. And as you know, life like throwing you a lot of tasks, especially, when moms and dads and all that. And I'm pretty sure Fatima will get in her tennis section, will, give you more examples. So, but in my job, I'm in charge of the physicality touch.
It's brilliant to see as well that you take into consideration all of these factors as well, so that it's not just focused on having good matches, but also having good tennis players. And now, Ms. Fatima, you recently announced a program which is the Women's Tennis Training Program. Could you tell us about the goals of this program and what you expect the participants to gain?
Our goals is to spread tennis sport amongst the ladies, and to have as many ladies participants as possible. Taking that in consideration, and as you all know that tennis is an expensive sport, we consider charging small fees for the participants, which is 25 BD for 8 hours session. And we've put advertisement on social media platforms and different news platforms, and the response was incredible, with many registrations. We registered for August, although despite the heat, that didn't put them off. So we registered 36 participants. We divided them into 6 different groups according to their levels. And that was in August. And in September, the number increased to 9 groups. And we do have a long waiting list. And the program for them, it's we do have expert coaches with many years training experience, so they'll teach them different tennis techniques and like forehand, backhand, footwork, things like that.
Brilliantly said. And again, it's so great to see that there's such a wide variety available to accommodate so many different players and their methods. Mm-hmm. And on that note, I'd like to ask you, what do you see the impact of this program on increasing female participation in the sports and fostering a stronger sports culture in Bahrain?
The impact is already high, as we do have a long waiting list for October. And from the excitement we see on the participants' faces, and our aim is to create a ladies tennis society with a strong network, encouraging them to play tennis and to commit to it. As you know, tennis needs continuity, not just one-off training and all that.
It's brilliant to see as well the sentiment of teamwork going beyond just on the tennis court, and as you were talking about societies and encouraging each other and developing all of these other skills as well that feed into the quality of the games that you have. Now, Coach, I'd like to ask you, you're responsible for the fitness department and you now lead the ladies fitness program in cooperation with the Ladies Tennis Committee. Tell us about this first of its kind program.
Well, my priority when the girls turn up, the most important for me, just get them in the mood. As I told you before, 30 plus, life giving you a lot of tasks. House, work, challenge, meeting people. And if you go really, kind of like fancy grammar, you will never see them again. So my priority, to get them in the mood. ask about the, lifestyle, and anybody have any previous injuries, so we know where we are. But the hint to just get them in a mood, kind of good vibe. The exercise should not be tougher, because in long term we want to warm them up before the tennis. So the group of muscle, the bone will be trusty with the ligament, and will be trusty with the muscle. So your lactic acid, as you know, 30 plus, your lactic acid will take a while to kick in. Bear in your mind, you just finish work or you finish your task at home, you be rushing, so your mind will be everywhere. So part of my job to calm them, having that good vibe, prepare them for the tennis department. So the exercise will be like ABC, kind of like drill, zigzag, maneuver, and each one of them will be in their pace. So because most of them, I'm pretty sure they've been training before. So as you know, the muscle memory take a while to recompose. But if you're going harsh with them, 90% you're not gonna see them there. So part of my job to get them in the mood in a great way, welcome them, and then get their dopamine higher. And then, overall, the umbrella is just you have to give 1 hour for yourself. 1 hour a day, it's enough. Because your kids, school, mom and dad, everybody wants something from you. And I give you hints sometimes. If you miss anything at home, 90%, any small item, you're not gonna go back to it. If you miss your phone, you do U-turn and you go back, because we addicted. So having not that phone with you for 1 hour, it's just like, it's a win-win. So that is the fundamentally of my state of mind, to just like get their mind, relax, calmer, and then as they progress, and we go definition 1, 2, 3 for the exercise. So the first thing for me, get them in the good mood, and I just do like few laps, some circuit, dynamic functionality, isometric. It's good for them, for the age, as you know. The reason I mentioned the age too much, as maybe you know for yourself, you hit 30 plus, you kind of like you're all over the shop. So we have to go nice and steady with them, but we have to win their heart and their mind. And then I'm pretty sure, like Miss Fatima say, the girl is doing a brilliant job, our president really doing a good job, the management, and hopefully we'll continue. So that is in the program. It's just ABC program. Nothing fancy, but get them, in the mood.
It's brilliant to hear you say all this, and I really like that you guys also take into account age, like you said. Like, I'm about to hit 30, and I'm already at that point that if I sleep the wrong way, my neck is out of commission for the rest of the day. Which is not fun. Yeah. To move on to a more kind of, bearing that in mind, and also taking the social aspect of it into mind, Coach, how important to you is it that you guys welcome a wide variety of ages, and can you tell us how that also affects the social aspect of participation in these tennis programs?
So right now we just having like we in long term we try to go with team. If you say team A and B, it sounds a bit like, I'm not good enough. So if we use team 1 and 2, we go like same again. So we try to have everyone, kind of like welcome into, we just do in different classes. Sometimes we go with the step, sometimes we go with the aerobics, sometimes we go with the drill, sometimes we go with the condition. So we can feel, every, one of them feel that where they are as a physicality point of view. And then in long term, we try to set a program for each one of them to make them more interested. So kind of like homework. Now, right now, we just putting everybody in a nice program, but we follow the prospects of the tennis. Bear in mind, I'm always at the department to make sure that the girls will be coached proper, no injury, lasts longer, so the tennis department will have more out of them, kind of like physicality, so they don't get tired quicker. So my job to prepare them, ready to hit the tennis department in a good physicality, no tired, no injury, no spasm the next day, and then come back and then guess what, like you say, you get up the next day, ready to rock and roll. But we try in long term to make the hour of tennis and fitness part of your job tick box. You have a lot of tasks in the day, so part of the job we try to persuade them, not telling them, but just giving them the idea, and the idea become theirs and bigger. So it would be like, oh, today is the tennis, oh, tomorrow, today is the, so become like part of your schedule in the day. This is my goal with them.
Lifestyle.
precisely, lifestyle. And then always I'm combination with the girls, what to have to do, because they are the umbrella and I'm underneath the umbrella. So I'll be having like, you know, feedback, that person need more skills, more drill, more stamina. And then hopefully each time we just focus on custom program. This is the goal. So each individual, we give them their program.
Brilliantly said. I mean, it's very tailored to each individual involved. And now moving on, Ms. Fatima, could you tell us a little bit about the future initiatives or programs that the Ladies Tennis Committee have planned to further support women in tennis?
We are planning to continue the monthly tennis training programs alongside with the fitness program. We will have lots of friendly matches to encourage the participants to practice what they have already learned. And we have already planned a couple of tournaments, one which is coming soon in October to mark Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we have another tournament in December, and that's to mark Bahrain Women's Day. So that's the plan so far. We do have many thoughts in the tube, which we will implement soon. Brilliant.
And Coach Bessem, anything to add to that?
Well, I mean, look, overall, as you know, I'm always really strong believe what you take at home is the most important. The kids will feel the vibe of mom and dad. If you fit, that means you have a good point of view, you have a good tone of voice, you have your authority at home in a nice way, you discuss the idea with the kids feel your energy vibe, you present there, and you spend more time with them by being active, either whatever that hobby that may be, either volleyball or basket or whatever they want, you're ready, even climb up and down the stairs. So bottom line, we try to make people aware, but I mean, here's the question. Are you in charge of your device or your device in charge of you? Because nowadays, if you see 90% of people, the shoulder is curved, they walk in, so we try to maneuver and say, hey, look, 1 hour per day for your health is worth it. So our goal, I believe, and I'm pretty sure Ms. Fatima agree with me, and even most of the people we have the same agenda, just like be selfish a bit for yourself. Like 1 hour to dedicate it to yourself, and that really giving you more hope. You become the new you become more fresher, you good vibe, the grammar, kind of like people like to surround yourself because you're always dynamic in your conversation. You're not kind of like, dragging people with your grammar, but you're there, you believe what the product, and you're doing it. And then what a wonderful, people see you 5 in the morning running, and next time I will say, hey mate, how are you? So it's all about good vibe. I mean, at the day, look, in life asking us too much. And we there hustling and doing our best in addition to be success. And then you look in the mirror and say, I'm missing something. So overall, the umbrella, be positive, good vibe, and through this, program with the girls, I'm very confident. A lot of people out there through your program, most important. Most people will tune in, will hear this debate, and I will ask you to invite us again.
We would be more than happy to have you guys back.
I really appreciate
and I
your
mean,
time.
I definitely feel you about the shoulder thing. My shoulders
you
very
need to
hunched.
get moving.
I need to get moving.
It's true. Because obviously, I mean, if you mind, I mean, most of your job is like mental, IT, preparing your, it's not easy. I mean, you make your job easy, but it's not, I mean, I couldn't be there because obviously you have to get in people's mind and asking different questions and be patient for the answer, and then imagine the whole day, you curve with the wave, and then you go home and think like, I need to be me. And if you do that for 5-6 years, that's gonna be, because the minor kind of like shoulder, delta, lats, it's very tricky.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So feel free, if you have time, more than welcome, mate.
Oh, if I had hand-eye coordination, I would take you up on that offer.
Pass by.
This has been an amazing talk. Do you guys want to add anything before we conclude?
Miss Fatima, go on.
I would like to thank you guys for having us, and to thank the president of the Bahrain Tennis Federation, and Secretary General Mr. Fuad Al Ruwai'i for trusting in our ability and giving us the opportunity to do this and opening the door for us. They've been great support and sharing their expertise with us. So, and hopefully the program is very promising and we are expecting to grow.
I mean, I definitely think that you guys are going in the right direction, and I think you're growing already. So thank you guys again for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see how you guys develop further.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
if you don't mind, I mean, the last thing, in behalf of the Bahrain Tennis Federation, we would like to thank you for your time. We'd like to thank the Bahraini TV station. And then I'm confident through your program, we get more young generation, be, you know, hungry for success, join us, and we just guide them in the right path. And then just there is a light there, they can follow it. And you know, because I mean, at the end of the day, the most important to me, I'm always say to my player, you gotta ask yourself who you are and where you wanna be in the future. This is the most two questions. If you found the answer to that, 90% you're already there. Because as you know, life is tougher, especially in the individual game like tennis. Everybody want to be the best, so you have to put the job. So we thank you again. Thank you very much for having us.
Brilliantly said.
Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you guys
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have many more coming up right here on Bahrain Now. Bahrain is home to a myriad of different artists who boast a multitude of talents. One such talented individual is artist and interior designer Rawan Al Sairafi, who has honed her skills in interior design, wood and gypsum carvings, wall murals, and paintings to bring her imagination to life for all to see. And we're lucky to have her here in the studio. Welcome, how are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I am in awe of this incredible piece behind you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So you were telling me earlier that a lot of your work is personal to you. Can we get a bit of a sneak peek behind, like, what's the message, what's the sentiment behind that?
With this painting specifically, I had done it to I wanted to have a gallery event, and I had a bunch done. And at that point, I feel like I didn't have a specific style, artist style, or like a specific signature look to my paintings. But with this one, as I was making them, I realized that a lot of my paintings kind of represent our culture in a way. I really love kind of incorporating that, but in a more modernized and a bit of not your typical traditional artwork, but also kind of show those things through my art, because it's just part of who we are here, you know?
I think you've managed to achieve that really well with the traditional dress, the horse, and then the calligraphy. So it's like you said, it's that great, you've got the minimalism. Well, I mean, the minimalism is in the sense of the color scheme alone. The rest of that looks very beautifully complicated.
Thank you so much.
But like you've managed to incorporate that so well. And like you said, it's that very, I think it's very hard to merge something as rich as heritage with something as, you know, modernism and minimalism kind of go hand in hand, but you've managed to capture that quite beautifully. Now, I mean, I want us to turn back the clock a bit. I mean, you're into a variety of different art forms. When did you get so passionate about art?
Okay, so basically, I think it started off when I was super young. My mom used to paint at home, so that really kind of initiated that spark within me for art. I think it was more reinforced when she enrolled me into classes, and I was attending. I think I was like 7 or 8 at the time. And I remember one time I went to my class, it was at the Bahrain Art Society, and the famous artist Abbas al-Musawi had come in, and I was so young at the time, and he chose me from the group to kind of contribute to this artwork he wanted to do for the Formula One. So I was part of that. I got to create art at that age, and then they took us there, and walking there, you know, it was my first time actually going to the F1, and just seeing my my art as part of this huge piece they had there, I felt in that moment, I was like, wow, I achieved something, you know, and I was alone. I remember I didn't know anyone there, but you know, this feeling it gave me, it was like, wow, I am capable, you know.
And I think it's a very good thing you followed that talent through, because again, I'm just constantly getting distracted by how beautiful that looks.
Thank you so much.
Now, we talked very briefly, you touched upon getting a signature look. Would you say that there is a signature look that your art has, or one that you kind of strive to emulate?
I don't like to limit myself in my art. I do find myself kind of linking things together often. For example, like I said, our culture, but as well as like I do try to kind of portray humanitarian issues and cultural and social issues. So I think through that, it just happens naturally. But in terms of art and what I create, I like it to be diverse. Like I don't want to limit myself or put myself in a box, you know?
I think that that's a very actually typical artist standpoint, and I think that that's one that actually allows you to evolve. So I think that that's pretty crucial, and I think that's a good thing to have. Now, because you work with so many different art mediums, do you have a particular favorite process? Are you more inclined towards painting in terms of preferring the process, or are you more into like interior design? Which process is more fun?
In terms of fun, I would say mostly wall murals or street art, because for me that art is very kind of impactful. So it's something you see when you walk outside, it's something that's there, it's big, it's in your face, and I like to use that to kind of portray a specific message or kind of communicate something with the rest of the society. I enjoy doing that, and I found myself enjoying the process more than the actual outcome itself. Even if I'm like commissioned to do this huge, amazing project, I love seeing the outcome, of course, but I found that I enjoy mostly like the process of getting that done. But I think all in all, it's all different. Each different project is specific on its own. Interior design, I love doing that as well. I like seeing people kind of use the space I created and benefiting from it. So I think there's good to every single project. It's nice kind of to diversify so that like I don't like to stick to a specific thing like and kind of have that occurring. I want to be doing different things at the same time.
It's nice to see as well that you've managed to maintain a steady hand, I would say, in all of these art forms. Now, you said something about when you were talking about like interior design, you said, for example, that you like seeing people use that space, right? Now, I'm sure that as an artist, I mean, there is a profound experience of knowing that you've put all of your work into something and people are experiencing it. People like myself who like are stunned and like our jaws hit the floor when we see an art piece like that. What has been the general feedback when people see your artwork, be it interior design, wall murals, or whatever else?
Honestly, it's all been quite positive. I feel like there's a lot of support happening, which is amazing, and I'm very grateful for that, especially even here right now. Like, thank you for having me here to kind of, you know, talk about my art. But yeah, generally, it's something I do because I love doing it. So it's like, yeah, okay, the income is good and all of that, but like, I would take like and accept a project only if I know it's something new I haven't done before, if it's something I'm going to enjoy doing, and I think that's the most important thing. I'm happy with it. It's nice to see that other people are happy with it as well. So it's just all in all, it's nice. I think when I do work with clients as well specifically, and they see the outcome and they're so happy with it, that makes me happy as well.
I think that's a great answer, but a little humble. Whenever we ask artists about what they think about other people, I think people tend to be humble. So I'm going to ask you another question.
All right.
Usually, now you work on street murals, right? So that means like your art is out there, you know, it's just part of the cityscape or the landscape of the country. Whenever you're out there and you see your own work, honestly, how does that make you feel knowing that it's sort of just part of that ecosystem?
It makes me quite proud of myself, I think. I have wall murals outside of Bahrain as well, so I do go to Oman often, and when I do, I have this wall mural in Muscat as well, and just seeing that, I enjoy it, I love it, yes, it's nice, but at the same time, I'm always kind of looking forward to the next big thing, you know? I feel like I have so many dreams, and I have achieved some things, but like at the same time there's always more.
Definitely, and it's really good to see that you're constantly looking for the next big thing. I think with anyone, whether it's art or anything else, actually, I think that when you have that kind of viewpoint, you're always looking to develop, and I think that that's a great thing because it just goes to show you that the sky's the limit. Now, again, well, I'm going to cycle back to the fact that you mentioned, and I mean, this is kind of common knowledge, that art can be a very personal experience. And it can often attach a lot of sentiment or a lot of history to it. Have you ever worked on anything, on any kind of artistic platform, that has a significant meaning to you, especially as a person?
Honestly, for me, I feel like every single thing I create means something to me and has a place in my heart because it's a part of me. Like, art is, how I always say it is, it's like it's created from nothing. Like you have a blank canvas and then you create something out of nothing that gives feeling, that gives emotion, it gives a message. So for me, like everything I make out of nothing is something valuable to me. And I don't just say that about my own art, I say that about art in general. So like when I do like sell a painting, it's nice to, you know, share that with someone, but at the same time I feel like kind of it's a part of me that's going away.
Brilliantly said. And now, it was like I was saying earlier, Bahrain is actually home to a myriad of really incredible artists, and you count among them. And I'm sure that that's also given you a great opportunity, like you mentioned how you got into art, to either learn or to connect with other artists. How do you appreciate the local artist community in Bahrain?
Honestly, when I started, I had a break from art when I went to uni, and afterwards when I first started working. When I got back into it, I got into it more seriously and more in a professional way. So before that, I was doing art by myself at home, wasn't really connecting with other artists like in our country. But as soon as I did kind of get into that community, I was super surprised because everyone is super nice, everyone is super supportive, you learn things from people, you know, each different artist has his different style and his different way of doing things, and it's nice to kind of share that with each other, be there for each other. You know, someone has a gallery, we all go to show our support and attend, and I think each artist is super talented here, and it's a very beautiful community we have.
That is very brilliantly said, and it's great to always have other people who share that enthusiasm. I mean, you know, when you find people who are into the same stuff as you and who challenge you or who can support you as well, I mean, I think that just, it's like you said, there is a sense of achievement in and of itself, but sometimes it is nice to have that external appreciation.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything that you're really looking forward to be working on that you could share with us, maybe an upcoming project?
Yes, so I have many plans and I have many things I want to do, but one of the main things I have been working on with this amazing videographer from Oman, his name is Saad, and our plan is basically I wanted to create this documentary because being in the street art scene in Bahrain, like I've noticed there aren't many women involved, and this is something for everyone. It's something everyone can do, all ages can do, all, you know, women and men can do. So I kind of want to support and kind of encourage women out there to kind of try this out at least. So the documentary kind of is going to be revolving around the street art scene in Bahrain, what it's like for a woman as well, and how if I can do it, you can do it, basically. So it's something I want to do and work on more, and kind of I want to see more women out there, maybe have workshops for it, and yeah.
I think that's brilliant. Again, you've kind of identified that there is an area where, like, you know, for example, we don't have enough women's voices, well, I mean, voices is the wrong term to use in them, but let's just say women's voices in street art, and you're thinking of developing that or sharing your own experience, because I think a lot of people, you know, they have that attitude of, oh, I can't do it, but then when they see someone who's in a similar kind of situation, be that either that you share the gender, the nationality, or whatever, that tends to really encourage people and make them think, I can break out of, you know, these kind of preconceived casts that I've kind of put myself in.
Exactly.
So I think that that's a great idea, and I can't wait to see the documentary when it comes out.
Inshallah, thank you.
And just lastly, before we conclude, I mean, this is always this is a very basic question, but I love hearing artists' different responses to it. If someone wanted to follow in your footsteps, they were inspired by your art, and they wanted to become an artist, what would you tell them?
I think every single artist has his own path. I do teach art sometimes to both children and adults, and I've had people who come in who have never done arts before, and just kind of giving them that push and that encouragement and that support. I feel like people are so proud of what they achieve and do. Like, they see something they thought they could never do. So sometimes people just need a bit of support. I think I'm more than happy to kind of help people kind of reach where they want to reach. Obviously, I'm not going to say I know everything about art, because, you know, it's limitless what you can learn. But I feel like I feel like don't be too afraid to kind of take that first step. Definitely. It's nice to kind of see our community grow, and we're always there for each other. We're always here for support. So if you are thinking of kind of trying that out, it's always a good idea to try something, you know? You never know until you try.
Brilliantly said. I mean, after that, I mean, I might give art a second go myself. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for sharing your wonderful art with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, and we'll be back with even more here on Bahrain Now. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for a look at what's going on beyond the studio in the following report.
The World High Diving Cup, a global sporting event, concluded today in the Kingdom of Bahrain, which witnessed strong competition among participants from around the world, as it is one of the most popular water sports, which was organized by Bahrain Olympic Committee in cooperation with Bahrain Swimming Association at Bahrain Harbour. This edition of the World High Diving Cup is making great technical and organizational success, and is considered one of the best editions according to the International Federation's officials, as well as the participating delegations and guests, who praised Bahraini competencies for organizing this international sporting event and harnessing all capabilities to ensure its success. The great success of organizing such international events reinforces the civilizational achievements made during the prosperous era of His Majesty the King, and are an implementation of the world directives to consolidate Bahrain's distinguished position on the international scene, to showcase Bahrain's ability in hosting major sporting events.
Okay, this event in Bahrain is very nice. I love here, I love the platform, I love the view, I love the culture of Bahrain. I'm very glad of this, because it's also a qualification for World Championship next year, and I'm glad also because I can see parts of the world like Bahrain that are amazing and unique.
This World Cup is exciting. There's the best in the world here in Bahrain, and we're fighting each other for those top podium spots, and my goals are really to do 4 good dives out of 4, and I did it in the last event. I won the last event this summer, so I really want to keep that momentum going and see how I can do here in Bahrain. And it's amazing. It turned out great. The platforms are great. The view is gorgeous. I could dive here forever, but the organization is lovely and the people are wonderful. Everyone here is so supportive of the athletes having the best experience, and you can feel that.
My goal is really just to take the event one dive at a time. I'm trying to do each dive to the best of my ability, stay within myself, try not to compare myself to other divers, but if I can do 4 good dives for me, I will see where I end up, and hopefully that's on the podium.
The Embassy of Malaysia in Manama hosted a National Day reception to mark the country's two significant milestones: the Declaration of Independence on 31st August 1957 and the formation of Malaysia on 16 September 1963.
I'm very happy and delighted that we are able to organize the National Day reception here in Bahrain in celebrating our Malaysia Day and our Independence Day. Definitely, this is a momentous occasion for Malaysia, especially here in Bahrain, as we have a very strong bond of relations. Moreover, because this year is very, very unique for both Malaysia and Bahrain, as we are celebrating our 50th anniversary of our diplomatic relations. So I'm very delighted to see the numbers that has turned out this evening. That shows the strength of relations that Malaysia has with the community of Bahrain, Bahrainis, and also the expatriates who have grown together for the successful political and economic relations between both nations. So thank you so much for having me and joining me this evening with all our fellow Malaysians here in celebrating this momentous historical day for Malaysia.
This year, the celebration took a special importance as Malaysia and Bahrain commemorate 50 years of diplomatic relations, a milestone that underscores the growing partnership between the two nations. The significance of this event gave deeper meaning to the National Day reception hosted by the Embassy of Malaysia. Several other exciting events and programs are being planned by the Embassy to further enhance bilateral relations as well as commemorate the anniversary of diplomatic relations.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aziz from the Ministry of Works. I'm a civil engineer. This occasion is actually an annual occasion that we do every year. We invite all the dignitaries and VIPs and also the Malaysian community to this reception. This is on the occasion of the Malaysian Day, which is on the 16th of September. We got our independence in 1957, and this is actually we are now with the national anthem of Malaysia, and with this crowd, I think we can have a big occasion and a merry one, hopefully.
In celebration of the United Nations International Day of Peace, the organization This is Bahrain launched its annual event under the theme Cultivating a Culture of Peace at the Cultural Hall in Manama. The event aimed to emphasize the importance of peace in today's world and highlight Bahrainis' commitments to peaceful coexistence.
This is Bahrain are delighted to welcome everyone here this evening to the Cultural Hotel in Manama, where we are holding an event to commemorate the United Nations International Day of Peace, which is commemorated every year on the 21st of September. The theme this year is Cultivating a Culture of Peace. And of course, a culture of peace is something that the Kingdom of Bahrain excels in and has done for many, many hundreds of years. We're delighted today to have with us people from all the different faith communities, the different NGOs and clubs and societies, schools and universities, and everyone's come together to cherish and celebrate how we live in the Kingdom of Bahrain in peaceful coexistence.
I've come to participate in this event, which is called Cultivating a Culture of Peace. We have very much a culture of peace here in Bahrain because of the vision of King Hamad bin Isa al Khalifa, bringing together faith in dialogue and in cultural exchange.
We are very happy to have attended this event in celebration of the International Day of Peace. Being in Bahrain for many years, and our school celebrating its 30th founding anniversary this year, we feel it's very important that we expose our kids to the many programs of the government for peace.
It's wonderful to be here this evening to support This is Bahrain. Events like this tonight really represent the overall Bahraini ethos as directed and kind of lived by His Majesty. Coexistence, peace, and tonight we celebrate priests and children. It's a wonderful evening. I'm looking forward to it.
In celebration of the National Day of Saudi Arabia, Thai Mart Bahrain hosted a special evening full of fun and activities, including 1 full hour of free face painting for kids, luqaymat and dates, as well as Arabic coffee, which are very famous and very much loved in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The event also included 1 hour of Arabic performance by a traditional band to celebrate Saudi Arabia with special festive music.
Actually, this event is about celebration for Saudi National Day. As you know, the historical relationship between Bahrain, Thailand, and Saudi. Saudi is the big sister for all the Arabs. So it's our pleasure to host the Saudi National Day. We celebrate for 5 days. We invite all the customers, all the vendors, all the visitors, all the tourists to come to celebrate with us the Saudi National Day. As we are pleased to announce, Thai Mart is going to be Mall of Asia. So we are going to focus not only on Thai products, we are going to focus on all the Asian products in Thai Mart. So it's going to be Mall of Asia, not Thai Mart. And that's the thing that we're going to announce that one to be launched in the first quarter of 2025.
The event saw the attendance of huge crowds of not only Saudis but Bahrainis and Thai people, as well as people from different Asian countries to celebrate the beloved Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, dressed up in green and holding its flag up high. The event was a great success as vendors also got to display their traditional products such as traditional Saudi attire. The Indian Ladies Association hosted the highly anticipated Dandiya 2024, which saw the attendance of over 2,000 people, was a great success filled with vibrant cultural performances and an atmosphere of community spirit. The event also saw the attendance of the Ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Bahrain and several distinguished guests. The night featured Dandia performance with participants dressed in stunning traditional attire, adding a festive and colorful touch to the evening. The live music kept the crowd energized, while the vibrant attire contests brought out the best of traditional fashion among attendees.
Hello everyone, hi viewers, this is Indian Ladies Association. It's a 68-year-old association, the first of its kind in Bahrain and GCC. We started in 1956 and this is the 68th year. We are registered under the Ministry of Social Development and we are the biggest, oldest women association, women expat association in Bahrain. We cater to join the Indian diaspora with the Bahraini community and make each other strong. We have 10 subcommittees which work for the ground at the ground level Sneha, ILA Sneha, which cater to the children of special needs. Then we have speakeasy classes where we take English classes for people with lower income group. Then we have Agaz, a youth initiative. Then we have women entrepreneurs. See, all these, the stalls are only by Indian ladies. They are the ladies who are under Indian Ladies Association. So this time the focus is on Indian ladies, Indian women, and who are the member of ILA. They put up their stalls. Then we have fun and sports, health and wellness, and many other subcommittees, workers' welfare and community services, where we go. It's a CSR activity where we go and reach the labor class and needy people, distribute water, home-cooked food, and many other things. So we are trying to bring the community closer together. ILA Dandia is the iconic event on the land of Bahrain, on the island of Bahrain, and it caters to the largest amount of people who come and dance here, not only from Bahrain, GCC, the entire GCC, Dubai, Qatar, Oman, we have guests, and Saudi. There are many people who will drive from Saudi today, stay back and go back tomorrow morning. So that's the biggest event. People dance, it's an Indian festival. We do, this Indian Ladies Association works on charity. Everything that comes here goes to the charity, goes back to the charity, and it goes to Sneha Recreation Center, speakeasy classes, and we rotate each and everything that we get for the betterment of the Indian community, for the betterment of the people living here.
Dandia 2024 was more than just a celebration. It was a showcase of the strong cultural ties between the Indian community and Bahrain.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and as always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, this was Khalid Idris. Good night, and God bless.